I'm only 10 minutes tardy.
You're what?
I'm only 10 minutes tardy from the time that I set up the live stream. How are you today, Mom? Can't see the mountain. Can't see the mountain through the monsoons. It's monsoon season.
How long does it last?
I don't know, till fall. I don't know. We only lived here 1 year, it's hard to tell. And everything's changing so fast. And we're getting a lot more storms this year than last year. And I've only been here 2 years, and there's people that have been here their whole life, and so they got a better measure of if the weather is evolving or see, everything's in patterns. Even in weather, and they have patterns, you know. Just like people, you go through droughts, and then you have times where everything is green and lush, and there's plenty. And then you go through droughts, you know. Yeah, and that's the point of life, is you're trying to prepare to just live decently, as comfortably as you can. You know, work hard. Benny, come here. Work hard during the lush periods when everything's green and comfortable, so when it's hard, you know, things get sparse. You got a little bit extra because you worked harder when it was nice instead of just playing all the time. And we're having a society that just played for 2 years. A lot of people got a lot of income, free income, man, for not working. I look at it as they sold their soul, man. They sold out. They'd rather, you know, instead of working and you know, having the pride that comes along with that, you know, and being a part of earning things, you know, people just took the easier, softer way. So now there's a whole lot of centers of the universe out there that are just entitled to this everything because they just got a bunch of free money. But you have, like, in small town USA, and I don't know what it's like in big towns. I'm not in a big town now, but I know what it's like in small town USA is that a lot of these places, like big companies, are running on limited hours because nobody's working. Nobody is going to work. So, hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Heyoka empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. It's been a pretty okay day. It's been an interesting day. It's a freaking one of the dogs that I'm chasing out of the yard all the time. One of the reasons I got a BB gun. This BB gun, I shot myself in the foot one time with it. It don't hurt. It don't got a lot of gusto behind it. But it's enough to freaking, like, you know, get out of my yard, you stupid dog. I'm sure this is the same pack that ate the little white cat, that killed the little white cat a few weeks ago. And so I don't like them at all. I don't like all dogs. I love animals. I don't like all animals, just like people. I don't like all people. The older I get, the less and less number of people I like. But the ones that I do like, I like an awful lot. So, talk, Luna, chill out. There's a lot of electricity in the air. I was hunting lightning earlier. I tried to take pictures with my phone of lightning, and there's a lot of lightning strikes all around me earlier. I didn't get any. And then I saw on social media there's like a kid hit a golf ball, and the golf ball that he hit went out, I don't know, 25 yards and got struck by lightning. And like blew apart. Like crazy stuff. People are catching all kinds of crazy stuff. He was playing, it was in one of those golf, like a baseball batting cage. They have them for golf. Same principle. Driving range. Driving range. Come on, Tuck. The kid was on the driving range and it freaking hit the golf ball and then got struck by lightning. The golf ball did. Yeah. Freaking electricity's crazy. And all the cats are all freaking acting out. Tango took off. I haven't seen him since yesterday. Hopefully he'll come back. You know, I can't get too worked up about stuff. My priority is mom, the 4 dogs and cat that came with me, and everything else. It's like I can't. I love things while I got them, man. I can't imagine being a parent, having a kid, and then like letting them go out in this freaking crazy world, and then wondering what they're doing, because there's so many kids that are just doing stupid stuff, man. I don't know if they're on drugs. I don't know what the motivation is. I ain't never seen anything like it, because even when I was a kid, I never acted like this. I wasn't all destructive and stuff like that. I was the one, no, don't do that, I don't do that. Don't break that. Not to say that I never broke nothing, but don't do that. We're gonna get in trouble. But I did my first share at goofy stuff. So this was an interesting thing that happened as far as like what the media does and our imposed society. That's the thing, man. They're imposing so much stuff into society, and people are just getting all mental melded. They're just like, oh my gosh. They're just like the lady that freaking went careening through that intersection at probably like 90, 100 miles an hour. I just like, what? You kind of just wonder what's going through somebody's mind that says, okay, this is what I'm going to do at this point. There's a lot of people with their wires crossed right now. A lot of wires crossed. Oh, it's 555, August 6th. I saw 333 when I was earlier. Hey, Tuck, you okay? So this was an interesting thing. I've been taking a lot of pictures of the sky. This was yesterday at 4:55. So 24 hours ago. And then it said it was posted on Facebook from the U.S. National Weather Service in Omaha and Valley, Nebraska. And it was 44 minutes prior. So it was like quarter after or a little bit after 5 o'clock. Or they're an hour ahead. Dang, time messes with my mind. Tuck, you alright, bud? Anyway, it said dangerously hot and humid conditions will once again prevail over the region on Saturday, which is today. And then so it has the heat index forecast for Saturday, and all along the border, Iowa, Nebraska border, it's like 111, 110, 109. That's just gross. I mean, when I was in the Air Force, we had to wear Mop 4 Kim gear for like, and doing our, playing freaking bullshit, having these, oh my God, it's so annoying. The nonsense. That's why I hate wearing masks. People want to know why I hate, because it'd be 100 with the heat index of 105, 106, not quite this high, but 100. If we'd be out there in our uniform on, mop gear, gloves, gas masks, hood, everything on, doing our job for like an hour at a time. You go inside the shop, take off the gas mask, and just pour out the fucking sweat. And I don't like sweat. Like other people's sweat makes me bleh. Even that much of my own sweat made it was just so. It was just because somebody felt like it, and that's like torture to people. People aren't supposed to go through things like that. It's not supposed to be that way. So we can go kill people in other countries we have no business being in. The things that this nation has done is absurd. And I'm really waiting for a lot of these other soldiers, the integral ones. When are you going to start stepping up with me and apologizing for being a part of freaking killing people in other places we had no business being in? just so you could make hazardous. See, I didn't make hazardous duty pay, so it's really easy for me to speak out about it. And there's a lot of people that got big old stupid trucks from their hazardous duty pays, and there's a lot of people that got to buy houses all over, turned them into Airbnb. So there's housing crises all over. There's a lot of freaking asshole military members that have oh so fucking much, while the rest of us that broke our backs so you could have so fucking much. And your preparedness isn't quite as much, because a lot of the people that I serve with, they're freaking, I look at them now, I'm like, man, you got fat too, huh? You got fat too, huh? Happened to you too, huh? You didn't listen when they talked about fitness and health, huh? Oh, you just did that? You didn't mean it? You're just faking it? I never faked. I was in 2000 to 2006. I wasn't even freaking. I had some asshole call me because it wasn't even like you couldn't even be gay in the military at that point. Still, it was like if they didn't like you, then you get discharged. But I guess I was cool enough, and I didn't, for something people didn't know. But somebody called me and we're doing an investigation. I know who it was. People have been trying to threaten me and scare me my whole entire life. I'm like, no. You want to sit down and have a conversation with me, and I'll tell you all the things that I've been through? Your threats are just freaking piddly. I mean, it doesn't take... It scares me when... I mean, the obvious things. Like when we were going... life in the last 6 years has scared me. Not because of any person. People have been trying to make things hard for me my whole life. I'm used to it. But there's always a worker. Higher power, creator. God has looked out for us. And I don't believe in any kind of organized religion. I have my own conception of God. And it probably doesn't have a whole lot to do with what, I take a little bit of this and I take a little bit of that from all the religions. But my religion is nature. My greatest teacher is nature, is Mother Earth. And I listen to her. And then people act accordingly to how she's feeling. So anyway, I got really sidetracked. That forecast, that was a word circle. Back to the circle. So this was a heat index, right? So I was like, man. So I immediately looked at the weather app, AccuWeather, that I immediately looked at it. I gotta adjust my... And it said Saturday's forecast in Omaha was a 40% chance of rain, and the high was 83. Right? That's what it said. As soon as... So it was like, I saw that. I looked at the weather app. I stood there for a second. And then, I waited for the page to refresh. Right? I waited a second on the page so it can trickle out the most current information. Right? And then it refreshed to 101 and 73. So it went from the low of 56, rain 83, to 101 and 70. Like, that's a 20. I mean, and NOAA is the weather headquarters. It's right there at Offutt Air Force Base. They have all these freaking... I don't know. I don't have enough faith in humanity and mankind and how human beings think and process and operate. Because I worked along with these freaking pretentious freaking people that are who they are because of who they're related to. And the job, it's all a club, man, where you get stationed, Everything is so hottest it's been. I don't know if we hit the 90s. There might have been a day or two that was like 91, 92. But it's been it's like rains every evening, kind of thing. We have been blessed for sure. And it hasn't rained here like it's sprinkled today. It hasn't rained enough. If it rained enough, and if it rained hard enough, I'd be out there with my chamois blanket or hand conservation. Things are, and I don't know, it was a trip. My buddy, he just started living off grid up in Northern California. And I'm like, dude, you're ahead of the game, man. You're going to be like set up by the time everything else is really dissolving. And he's making posts. He's like, you know, there's like 2 or 3 years, you know, before things really... We're going back to the dark ages. People are getting so reliant on technology. This stuff don't even work. And it's going to get to the point that it'll be like people will be going after IP addresses, stuff like that. They don't want people, you know, it's just stupid high school nonsense stuff. You know, people used to watch movies at the world in which a movie that they saw freaking 20, 30 years ago, you know. And they think that their ideas are their own. And their ideas are just, I mean, these control freaks are really... But the thing of it is like... they got the military and the police behind them, but most of these people are ready for retirement. They're not fit. They're not fit at all. Readiness in all areas is just... I mean, when I'm like watching Hulu and all the people in the commercials, it's like, it's okay if everybody's a chunky chicken. No, dude, people need to fucking work, excuse my language, they need to work harder, rap about themselves, go walk around the block and work some of that stuff off. Work it out, man. It'll be good that for a lot of people that, you know, there's going to be food shortages and stuff like that, because there's a lot of people that need to freaking burn a lot of freaking meals. The world would be better off for it. I can't wait to get to our forever home. We're going to get a place with a garden. I'd like to be able to, so the hail that comes through sometimes won't frickin', because my tomato plant broke stem. One of my frickin' flowers broke stem. It's just, you know, it's brutal. Nature is brutal, and people have created all these lives that they're just protected themselves so much from all the bad stuff, all the harm that happens in the world. Tell that to the 1,000 people that got stuck out in frickin' floods, you know. People don't know how to read. They don't know about patterns, about what weather does. They don't, okay, look over there. Is this road in a riverbed? You know, they just, operational risk management is not being taught on these devices. It's not being, you know. I was asking, there are these young gals, they're friends with their mom, they're 10 and 14. Their dad's a mechanic, and I'm like, do you ever sit and watch him and work with him and let him explain to you the system which he's working on? And they're like, sometimes. Because when I started taking things apart I built my own I didn't build it. I got a bicycle when I was 4 years old in Morro Bay. Uncle John put it together. Right? It was a Huffy, yellow. And they put training wheels on it, and I said, training wheels are for babies. I don't want training wheels. And I went into the garage and I got vice grips, and I went over and I took off the training wheels, and somebody explained, I think it was Uncle John, explained to me balance, you know, and before they understand a comprehension of something, and then you pass through the threshold of comprehension, and I understood that, and that's how I always went at doing things. And it took me about 7 to 9 days to teach myself how to ride a bike, like every day after school, because I'd have to go to Head Start. I had to go to Head Start, so I'd have to take the short bus. I was a short bus rider. And but I'd go out before I'd have to go to school, and I'd practice. I'd teeter this way, and I just looking for that sweet spot, that threshold of comprehension. And I found it, and I just was, because I had so much energy, that's how I spent it. And if I didn't, I probably, and then we had, you know, we had a lot of hard times growing up. There was a lot of good times because I don't know, also for that 4th birthday, I got a crab net. And we'd go down to the bay in Morro Bay and go under the docks, and I'd put my crab net in, and I'd eagerly wait. Oh, there's the crab. He's coming. He's going for the bait. He's going for the bait. You know? Good times. A lot of life lessons. I got to learn so much stuff. Nature's always been my greatest teacher. Gravity, falling 25 feet out of a tree when I was 15. And landing on my left ankle at a 45-degree angle. But you know what that did? That gave me an understanding of being of what mom, a slight understand of what the tip of the iceberg, but still it gave me helped me to understand mom more in her challenges of being born with club feet and having 6 tendon replacements. There's a lot, you know. She never complains. Now, she's Sagittarius. She's got like five planets in Sagittarius or however that's. I get it backwards all the time. Hey, okay, hey. But she doesn't complain. She doesn't complain. I express my feelings a lot more than she does. I have to get stuff out, man. I got so much. I get steamy because I got fire, but mostly of water and air. So you had fire that I'm steamy, man. So I'm like a little teapot. So I get all steamy. I gotta just let it out. So I flash a lot. I say things and people never speak to me again all the time. It happened. It's just like I don't know. Sometimes I think I'm funny. I thought I was funny at the park today. They were having a quinceañera. It's like a coming of age thing. And so I know what these things are, but everywhere you go, people do it different. So I don't know it's people explain their interpretation of what was happening based on what they know from where they're from. Okay? All right? And so, I know what they are, you know, but so all these people, so there's like limited parking at the park. And so I parked and I was kind of sticking out a little bit. And then all these people left, and then I got to, and so I was like, I ordered the food for dinner, the spaghetti that I got. And I had like 10 minutes before I could leave, and I'd get there, it'd be done. Right? So I had a little time. So there was a lot of people leaving. I said, all of a sudden this place turned into women I've dated before. And somebody said, what? And I said, a high traffic area. I always like the pretty girls, and the pretty girls always got a lot of attention, and a lot of the pretty girls that liked a lot of the attention, well, they filled their voids. They were high traffic areas. But I could never be promiscuous. I tried. I couldn't, you know. And I don't shame nobody. I talk a lot of trash, and if anybody feels shame based on any words that I say, I think that's something that they need to work out of and by themselves without, you know, me, someone who doesn't even know who is watching this that would identify with said words that I say. Isn't that funny how that works, Mom? So, anyway, I thought that was really funny that I got to witness that temperature, 80 to 90. So it was like a 30-degree temperature difference in a matter of a page refresh. You know, they just play with things. Everything's a Truman Show. Everything is lights, camera, action. Everything's just stay. You know. And I don't go through life that way. I go through life like people were real and not characters. But there's a lot of shows I grew up watching though that is like, that would be cool if that's the way the world was. It'd be cool if it was like that. But it got weird because you got the spoiled brats that just got all of their positions in life because of who they're related to, but their ideas are just terrible. They're all, I mean, I don't even, it's like, I look at stuff, I'm trying to go through life, I'm really trying to go into my Scorpio energy, my Scorpio moon energy right now, and in that respect, what I mean is just be a spectator of things, of just witness, like, okay, this is what they put in this headline. Okay, this is, if a person, if there's okay, that's what a person did. All right, interesting. I'm just trying to look at everything in life as an observer. Because, the society is really distorted. Psychologies are really dissolving. People just they're completely blank. They're completely, it don't matter the color of your skin. Doesn't matter your economic background. People are psychologically dissolving. People are getting very violent. There's a lot of fear in the world. Things are getting real crazy. And evidently this month is supposed to be like the freaking the nuttiest month of the year. And maybe it will be, maybe it won't. The fact is people are still dissolving. And what are they doing to help other people? I'm still waiting for that. What are people really, really doing to help other people? Man, I would take all the strays home if I could. Man, if I had property in place, I would just have like RV parking. I would have by donation, and then I'd use that to have porta potties brought in, have laundry facilities built there on site, have a travel center for the freaking people that are, have a mechanic on site. So if you have, if you're traveling, your car breaks down, you have all kinds of homies right there that'll, help you fix your car. Tools right there on site, just got to order parts, wait for parts. Sometimes they'll run down to Albuquerque, to the, or Santa Fe to you pull it and stuff like that. They're ambitious. They're, people, there's people that want to do good things for people and get you on your way, Just always have the little trailer in the corner where there's always a pot of coffee on. Yeah. Just where people can come and retreat, man. Recharge your batteries. Just freaking disconnect from this crazy freaking hodgepodge of this inharmonic convergence of freaking static. And people got to sort themselves out, man. They can't do that by freaking putting so much crap into your body, whatever that crap is. So much heroin. Coke is never left. I never liked that stuff. All the fentanyl, all that stuff that just takes people. So all booze is legal, and that freaking ruins people's lives on every second. And oh gosh, my only medicine I do is cannabis, and there's times that I just don't. I can't. Because you got to feel things really, you got to experience life, and you can't dull the pain. You can't. There's nothing you can do. So I'll go periods where I'm good. But I like my cookies. Other people like my cookies too. I give them to people in the community as my good karma. And it comes back to me. It comes back to me. Yeah, it comes back to me. So I have no problem handing those out to people. And if anything, it'll give you a good night's sleep. You'll get to freaking get blissed out, chill for a while. I always tell people, everybody that has one, I said, to understand, I said, go get some orange juice. Because not everybody has a pleasant experience. Everybody responds different. I said, if it at all becomes unpleasant and if it's too strong for you at all, just drink some orange juice, and it'll it'll remove the effects. It does. If people don't like it, because not everybody likes some sensations, See, and I love oblivion. That's why I can't do it. I'd just be drunk all the time. I just love just that, just where reality, you know, and there's so many people that are living in oblivion right now, and we're never going to have heaven on earth unless we get past people's freaking cognitive dissonance, their own troubles of and by themselves, their own you know, the trick I saw in Zach's, one of his streams the other day. I saw one of his streams, like someone said, people need to just freaking not care so much about feelings. I'm like, no, people need to acknowledge their freaking feelings, understand where they're coming from, cry, sort it out, you know, and understand that there's freaking millions of people on this planet that have the same hurts. So, you almost got it there, kiddo. You know, but people are young, people are ignorant, they don't know. I'm ignorant. I was ignorant today. I've been going to the seeing Tom at Taos Tac, freaking like every 3-4. I'm like, God, I'm in here a lot. I'm spending so much because I feed Stan Lee the better cat food, and then the outside cats get from like the 44-pound bag, you know, from the Tractor Supply for $25. They get that outside, but Stanley gets the better. But so I can't like separate what Stanley eats in here and four little kittens eat. And so I was going in there a lot, and then finally he's like, why don't you just get a big bag? And I was like, what do you mean a big bag? I said, because I'm ignorant and I didn't know that you had big bags. So I was getting these 6-pound bags like every 4 days for 28 pounds. I'm just like, good thing I love it. I love you all so much, you're all worth it. And then he said, get a big bag. He said it costs twice as much, but then you get 3 times as much. So how much is this? This is, how much is it? 15 pounds. 6, 12. So it's 15. So it's like 15. Get the big bag. He's like, why haven't you got the big bag? It's like, you said I'm knowledgeable? Thanks, Ma. Not a know-it-all. Been running my mouth. Yeah, I went to the park twice today. Well, Mongoose was there. I got to give him a cookie. And that's one of the reasons why I went back to the park, is because when I left here the first time, the last thing I said to you before I said goodbye and I love you was, I got to bring Mongoose a cookie, because he gave me a brownie one time. Yeah, and so I got to bring him a cookie, and then I went and I grabbed something else, and then I left, and I was all the way at the end of the road, and I didn't bring the cookie. I was like confounded. So I was like, all right, it's just not the right time. You know, everything's divine timing. You can't get too worked about stuff, right? Just allow, right? So he was at the park, and when I went back this afternoon, he was still there, so I got to bring him a cookie. He said they tasted really good. The other lady, last lady I gave one to at the other place, she said, thank you so much for those cookies, and they taste so good. She's like, they're not like how other people make it. And I said, it's my Heyoka-ness. You know, I like, you know, I make medicine. I make medicine, and the medicine that I make is it'll heal all the hurts. You know, it's good stuff. So, see, that's the thing, is if people heal the hurts, then they can get beyond freaking being mad about stuff and understand why other people might be hurting too themselves. So, hi, PETA. You have to see, there's still, these people still choose him to wear him here. I was driving down the road like this, and I was going like this. I was making fun of people driving around there. Maybe someone will believe that I'm really using my hand for a mask. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's zombies everywhere. We were talking about Walking Dead. When I started watching The Walking Dead when it first came out, that's when I was like, all right, that's it. That's society's already headed this way, and the show has already affirmed it, and the people that people are just zombies, and it's some of these peoples are just like people that are so programmed. They're so programmed. I mean, think about how many people on the planet just repetitively, I mean, their day is Groundhog's Day, and they're just repetitively thinking the same thoughts. They go to the same place. They talk to the same people about the same things. They have the same conversations over and over again. You have the family members that only see other family members. You know, like holidays, things, you know, twice at the holiday, you have the same conversations, you know, and people are just living the same years over and over. And we could have heaven on earth, but just the program, the people got to break the program. It's happening. I'm impatient. Scorpio moon. We always just had enough, you know? We've always just had enough. We've lived in sparseness and scarcity and, you know, just barely getting by our whole lives. We're survivors. So it's like, I never worry about having more than we need. Never. Never. We always have, and there's always got plenty enough to share with others, huh, Mom? Yep. And then we keep getting enough what we need. Because we always got enough to share with others, and people really need to have a change of heart. Yeah, it is like America has turned into a third world country. It absolutely has. And it's the karma. It's the karma from all the terrible things that people made a lot of money. It made a lot of money doing terrible things in places we have no business. So yeah, we're a third world country now, Ma. You know what? And just to see, you know, we're spending billions to places that we have nothing to do. I mean, it's just all business. And I'm like, you know, I'd rather, everywhere I go, it's like, I should start that hashtag. I'd rather have affordable housing. You know, I put it all over the place. Sending this to someplace else that it's none of our business. I'd rather have a place to live with me and my 71-year-old mom who had a stroke when she was 38. And my dogs. You know, but everybody's got to freaking charge $360 a night for you to sleep there and, you know, come. Dude, I wish people would stop. All over social media, it's like, you know, like, you got people who want to come here for 2-3 months and just go someplace else, please. Go to Mount Shasta. There's artsy-fartsy types. It's same type. Just go to there. Don't come here. Please. Because we can't find places to live here already as it is. So please just stop, and don't stop doing your stupid little posts that always start out with your freaking lame intentions. I understand that there's a housing crisis there, but I'm looking for a place for me and my well-behaved dog for 3-4 months. You're taking away from freaking people that need a place to be permanent, and you're fucking playing and dick around. So just stop. Just don't come here. Just don't. Just don't. There's just nothing to see. You know what? Go to Santa Fe, drive up for the day, eat a freaking chili burger or something, you know, and then freaking go. Go. They don't want you on the Pueblo. They just go. Just go. Just don't. You know? Anyway. Yeah, I did that when I left Omaha. I gave away a bunch of clothes. I always been a kind of a scout. We always packed light, though, because we freaking never really had roots. I'm ready to freaking stop moving. That's why I'm like, dude, I wish these people would stop with this, you know, short-term lease housing BS, because some of us, you know, just want to be someplace until life changes again. Anyway, it's about all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out, PETA. Hope you have a rad weekend. Peace.